How do you survive in the hell of Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss? How is the underworld actually structured? What's the difference between one circle of hell and another? What are the laws of hell? Who are the 7 deadly sins? And much, much more. This is the Baby Boom channel. Get comfortable, support the video with a like, and get ready, because this is going to be interesting.
In ancient times, when Lucifer granted humans free will by offering Eve the forbidden fruit, hell emerged on earth and evil entered the world. After Lucifer and Lilith were exiled to the underworld, Lucifer became its ruler, but at some point he fell into despair. Lilith, however, flourished in hell, using her voice and songs to empower the demonic race and strengthen hell itself. However, to prevent a rebellion of hell against heaven, measures were taken for its extermination. According to Vivian, the hierarchy in hell is as follows. Lucifer is the king of hell, Charlie is the heir to the throne, and Lilith is the queen. Next are the 7 deadly sins. Below them are the goetic demons, followed by the overlords, common sinners, succubi and incubi, and other unknown demon species. At the very bottom are the imps and hellhounds, the lowest classes of hell. In the 7th episode of Helluva Boss, 7 apps can be seen on Blitzo's phone, each dedicated to one of the demons of the 7 sins: Lucifer, Asmodeus, Satan, Beelzebub, Mammon, Belphegor, and Leviathan. The deadly sins are closely tied to the species and inhabitants of the circles of hell with which they are associated. Lower demons such as imps revere these higher beings, considering them almost godlike and swearing by their names. The deadly sins themselves generally serve to maintain the power hierarchy in hell, so they treat weaker demons with disdain, although they may occasionally make exceptions. Like most of Hell's elite, they look down upon romantic relationships between high-ranking demons and lower-class beings, considering it a disgrace that violates the natural order of hellish society. The character designs representing the deadly sins correspond to their descriptions found in ancient Abrahamic traditions. Lucifer, the king of hell and prince of the pride ring, is a fallen angel who retained his beautiful appearance even as a demon, albeit with severed wings. He is depicted in the series as a brilliant and majestic character. Satan, the prince of the wrath ring, is most often depicted as a horned demon with bat-like wings, a pointed tail, and a trident, which in the series has been adopted into a unique horn design. Beelzebub, the prince of the gluttony ring, is depicted as an insect. In the series, she resembles a fox with bee-like features, such as multiple arms, a pair of antennae, and small wings. Her fur has yellow and black stripes like a bee, and she has black spots on her hands and feet. Mammon, the prince of the greed ring, is sometimes depicted as a giant adorned with gold and ivory. In the series, he is presented in a more majestic form. Asmodeus, the prince of the lust ring, is described as a creature with the heads of ram, a man, and a bull, and the legs of a rooster. In the series, he takes on a more realistic appearance. Leviathan, the prince of envy ring, is known as a sea serpent and is depicted in some portrayals with multiple heads. In the series, he is presented as a 2-headed fish demon whose body is split into 2 parts. The left head is more humanoid in features, while the right head is more animalistic, with a longer neck, seafoam-colored eyes without pupils, and the fanged snout of an eel. Belphegor, the prince of sloth ring, has a design in the series that references the depiction of Baphomet, resembling a sheep with long, fluffy wool instead of hair. On her head is a melting candle which can be seen on Baphomet demons, and the tips of her ears have the same design as melting candle wax. Although it may seem that chaos reigns in hell, there are its own laws and rules, known as demonic law. These laws are strictly enforced by high-ranking individuals, such as the Morningstar family and the 7 deadly sins. Since Lucifer does not want to deal with hell's affairs, the main judge becomes Satan, representing the sin of wrath. Demons who break the laws are brought to trial and punished. Here are some laws that have been shown in Helluva Boss. Lower-ranking demons, like imps, are not allowed to use the magical items of high-ranking demons for illegal travel to Earth. An exception is Asmodean crystals, which allow for legal travel to Earth. Killing or attacking a member of the demonic royal family is considered a crime.
Infidelity by a member of a royal family, for example a Goetia, is also condemned by the rulers of hell. Demons like succubi can visit Earth for work or other purposes, as long as they don't cause trouble. However, as Verosika showed in the episode Spring Broken, they are required to hide their true nature when on Earth.
This is confirmed when Veronica threatened Blitzo, Moxie, and Millie with trouble, and Luna scolded them for going to Earth without their disguises. Some rings have special laws that do not apply in other locations in Hell. For example, in the Greed Ring, as shown in the episode Aussies, robbing a bank is illegal and can result in imprisonment. The Pride Ring is the first and most important level of Hell. Within its borders lies the capital, Pentagram City. As has been shown, the infrastructure of the main cities in this ring is styled after New York City. The sky of this ring is colored red. We know very little about the Greed Ring. Helluva Boss has only shown the Lululand amusement park and Mammon's Theater. However, it is known that its sky has a green hue. On the back of Verosaca's tour shirt, a city called the Mint is mentioned, which is likely where Hell's currency is produced and is located in the Greed Ring. The Lust Ring. Sinners cannot enter the territory of this ring as they are confined to the Pride Ring. Only hellborn demons, like imps, have access to this place. The Wrath Ring has features of the Wild West and is designed in a desert style, but with a hellish interpretation. The infrastructure has a rural look. According to Stolas, this ring feeds half of Hell, suggesting it is the main producer of consumer goods. The main population consists of imps, and the sky is a brownish-orange color. Among the cities mentioned on Verosaca's tour is Los Satanos, located in the Wrath Ring. The 7th episode of the 2nd season of Helluva Boss also mentioned the town of Rageburg. The Sloth Ring was shown only once in the episode Western Energy and was mentioned in other episodes of Helluva Boss. The sky in this ring is a light pink color, and like all others, except the Pride Ring, is inaccessible to sinners. The Gluttony Ring was first introduced in the episode Queen Bee. It is depicted as a place with sparkling stairs, tropical orange and yellow trees, and plants shaped like honeycombs. In the pilot episode of Helluva Boss, we see that living humans can exist in Hell. Eddie, a human child, was able to survive and move freely in this environment before he was shot. Vivian suggests that unique demonic languages exist in Hell, but the logic of the world is such that this is taken for granted. In the series, English is used as a sort of translation of the language of Hell. In her live streams, Vivian describes Hell as a very dirty city. Its inhabitants, such as sinners and goanic demons, can only be killed by exorcist blades, which is why demons steal them and sell them on the black market. If a sinner dies in Hell, they disappear forever. However, the dark energy that sinners are made of mixes with the pure fabric of Hell, which makes some objects appear alive. This is why many eyes can be found in the exterior and interior designs of the Hazbin Hotel and in Helluva Boss. In one of her live streams, Vivian explained that the hierarchy in Hell works as follows. Demons and sinners gain their powers by making deals with other inhabitants of Hell in exchange for ownership of their souls. One such example is Alastor, who made many deals to gain his powers, but his soul also belongs to one of the overlords. However, where there are rules, there are ways to get around them. There are also lands in Hell called Wonderland, which are inhabited by terrifying creatures and are very dangerous. Sinners in Hell cannot have children, as this is part of their punishment. However, hellborn demons, imps, and hellhounds can have children. There is no real technology in Hell, but they have created their own form of modern devices. For example, mobile phones in Hell are called iCums, and instead of normal sounds, they play agonizing screams. There are also analogs of YouTube, Shutterstock, Netflix, and Google in Hell, which are called VoxTube, Voxtagram, Shuttervox, VoxFlix, and Voogle. All these platforms were created and managed by Vox. In the 3rd episode of Helluva Boss, it was shown that hellhounds and succubi have the ability to temporarily change their demonic forms into human ones, so not to differ from people while in the world of the living. It is unknown if imps possess this ability, as Luna scolded Blitzo, Moxie, and Millie when she found out they had gone to Earth without these disguises. If you know of any other features of the lore of Hell in the series, Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss, write about them in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to support it with a like and a subscription to the channel. Also check out my other videos about Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss collected in a separate playlist. That's all for today. Bye everyone.